I've done a bit of, you know, acting and, you know,
and a
even
stylist in a play.
In a production, you know, and it's just all those types of things around modelling as well. And the internet, I'll tell you, has been a phenomenal tool. Tells me what's going on, who's going on, what's hot, what's not. You know, a lot of TV programs out, reality shows, you know, just showing people how to, all these kind of things within the media are helping.
Yeah.
It's about being selective. You always need to think ahead, you know, think ahead of what it is that you're trying to achieve in the long run, not just one assignment to the next.
True.
Loads of things that can go on behind the scenes, you know, to get you the image that you want. If you go with, you know, people with the right ideas, you know, people who have their own ideas. This is why I just, you know, I tend to make sure that it is something that's going to look good for me, and I'm going to feel good about walking out of the studio or wherever I need to leave. I need to feel good when I leave.
Wow, interesting.
Yeah.
I'll now go to the Miss Black Britain. That was where I first met you. No, you know, you know what I'm talking about in a way.
Definitely.
I saw you on the way. I was supposed to be at that event. That's the one that Nia Long.
Yes, Nia Long was there.
Was there.
Definitely.
So tell us about it, how you heard about it, how you entered for the event.
It was something that I'd never taken part in before.
Okay.
It was an assignment for me, and I say an assignment because not only did I want to win, but I also wanted to make an impact whilst doing it.
Yeah.
And that side of it grew for me because I didn't apply with any of those forms of intentions. I mean, obviously you see a competition and you're like, I want to be that person. The main, you know, sort of inspiration, I've seen Rachel Williams, do you know? Black Britain.
Yeah.
And I remember her, and it bugs me to this day. I can't remember whether it's from school, 2006. 2006. That was it. And I saw her profile on, you know, when I first joined up to Facebook about late 2007 possibly.
Okay.
And, you know, I've grown it since then, amazingly. And Rachel was one of those people that I wanted to have on my profile, you know, just for her look, what she was achieving as a model.
Yeah.
She's one of those girls who is going and getting hers, you know, big time. And she inspired, I think, as a face for Miss Black Britain, she definitely did inspire me to go and make that application. Basically, you know, as an individual, she's very much a go-getter. She doesn't sit about waiting for people to put things on her plate.
Yeah.
And that is something that I admire and love about her. And when I applied, it was a very detailed application.
Okay.
And I've still got it on my USB stick somewhere. And it was just basically, it asked a lot of questions that I needed to go within myself. No, not at all. It required me, I think especially the place where I was at, you know, it was basically just, I'm prepared to do something to be somewhere. You know, think a bit more about who I am, what inspires me. Yeah. And I think that's very much the point that I was at. Okay. You know, who am I? What inspires me? And, you know, what makes me tick? What makes me different? What makes me unique? And those were a lot of the questions. Very good. The questions, if anything, attracted me even more. And I was invited to a casting. There were loads of girls there, and I took a look round and I was just like, wow, black beauty at its finest. There were so many lovely girls. I was thinking, how am I going to make it through? But within me, I had the inner confidence that I'm going to go in there and wherever they ask me, I'm going to make an impact. And I'm going to be true to myself first and foremost, because I can't be anything other than myself. And, you know, obviously I was called back.
Wow. And
this time we had to wear bikinis. And I was just like, me? Ah. So, but I done it. I done the bikini thing. And I didn't feel as if I was compromising myself, which is why it started with the questions, thinking about who you are and how you portray yourself. And so when they sort, it's, I think even with a bikini, you know, it was more of the confidence. How do I carry myself? How do I feel when stripped bare, you know, so to speak? And you know, it was good. So
deep down, did you really think, as in your words, like, you know, there were so many ladies, and though you had that belief, but were there any doubts? The reason why I'm asking these questions is like, these are some of the things that people encounter, and they don't know how to jump over those hurdles. So did you think you could even go as far as the quarters?
Just in terms of the competition, for example, it started as a competition, and that's what I knew I was entering, a competition. So in terms of, you know, inner confidence, I had to get that up, you know. Thinking about the questions that I was asked from the very beginning, you know, what makes me unique, what makes me tick, what makes me smile. And I didn't generally, you know, I prepared myself. I almost had a little script going as well, you know, me with my writing and things like that. I was writing, I was thinking, so I was all geared up, you know, ready for competition. We women, we like people to be friendly towards us, you know. If you go in with an attitude and nobody's going to like you. That's true. You know, and even men will sense that the women do not like you. So then you've got a problem. So whenever I'm going into something, I'm very aware that, you know, at the end of the day, I'm dealing with human beings here. So it's about forming a relationship with people as well, networks and, you know, invites back to things, you know, invites back. And that's what you want, you know, to having this relationship with people.
Like, phew, she's gone.
You know? You know, so it's, you know, it was just basically wanting to form a relationship. And even with Anika, for example, she is very like, you know, don't form a relationship with me. I'm going to be this tough woman. With that woman, I learned, do the practical and the other stuff will speak for itself. As I was saying, I jumped to talk about Anika when we were at the quarterfinals. So back to the quarterfinals, and you know, just where we were with that, I didn't anticipate being called out at all. I had hoped, but as I said, you know, it's a competition, so there's always somebody that could be, you know, better than me, but not where God is concerned. We're all equal. So just in terms of how I put myself across, I tried my best. From there, I sort of, you know, was propelled to do other things. I was in the newspaper about 5 times.
And the accountant one?
The accountant one, which you've seen.
My favourite.
The Enfield Independent, which featured me. The Voice newspaper, which...
Massive.
You know, there was a lot of things going on. There are no barriers to God at the end of the day, and the general idea is that, you know, that's how we should be operating, just going out and getting what it is that we desire, and, you know, still bearing God in mind, but just going out and making that impact, you know. And I think from that, you know, moved with that level of confidence, you know, I went in assured that I wasn't doing something that was